is all about innovation in payments. MasterCard is demonstrating its display card at the show. Can you give us an overview of the MasterCard display card?
Sure. The display card from MasterCard is a typical EMV credit debit card in a standard form factor, but comes with a couple of very important new enhancements to the features. So the first one, as you'll see here, is a small screen. This allows us to display information to the consumer. And secondly, there's a button which allows us to interact with the card. There are two different types of card that we have at the show today. So this is a simple version with one button. The second version comes with a keypad. This allows us to have a more richer interaction with the card to give even more sophisticated consumer interaction.
What are some of the advances offered by MasterCard's M-Chip technology?
So M-Chip Advance is the latest generation of EMV payment application for MasterCard branded cards. And what we've done is that we really looked at the past experience from the last 10 years of EMV deployment together with extensive market research with key stakeholders in many markets around the world to look at what is the world looking for in terms of a future EMV payment application for the next decade. And really what we've concluded is three different areas that we built into M-Chip Advance is required. First one is fully integrated dual interface, contactless for PayPass payments in one single payment application, fully integrated feature set. Second part is integrated data storage in the payment application. This means that issuers are able to issue M-Chip Advance cards that give third parties access to data storage on the card in a controlled way to build applications for transit, for loyalty and rewards, and for wider entitlement opportunities. And thirdly, we've learned a lot in terms of the EMV migration in various markets and the difficulties that issuers have to migrate to new technologies. And therefore, we've built a good degree of backwards compatibility into M-Chip Advance that facilitates the migration from legacy M-Chip applications to M-Chip Advance.
How is security controlled with the M-Chip and the display card at MasterCard?
Okay, with the display card, this adds both security and control to the consumer proposition. So in this model, the first card here, we see the single button variant. And by just depressing this button on the card, we have a display of a unique one-time password. This one-time password can be sent to the card issuer, and their back-office system will then validate whether that card token has come from you. And if it passes the validation, will allow you access either to the internet banking site for the bank or to proceed with an electronic commerce transaction. So this is our remote authentication technology. MasterCard's display card uses the CAP technology, which we invented some years ago. This is just the latest form factor, bringing security to e-commerce and e-banking. The second proposition we have that we're talking about at CART this week is the information display card. This adds control to the consumer experience. So in this case, we can press the button and we can display information that's been sent from the card issuer to the card holder. And this can typically be the balance of the current account or indeed the prepaid balance of the card. So it's a fantastic facility to allow the consumer to know how much money they've got after they've done the transaction. So this increases the control, which we understand consumers are in more and more demand for in the future generations of our card products.
So when we look at security and control from an M-Chip Advance point of view, I think the first point to keep in mind is that EMV and EMV technology is the cornerstone of security and control in EMV migrating markets. And M-Chip Advance is really leveraging on this. So basically, what we've done when we built M-Chip Advance is that we built a number of new features in that give issuers a very fine-tuned, granular control over the spend on the card as one new area. For example, issuers are able to control the exact amount of offline spend independently. For contact and contactless, they can determine the amount of time that the card can stay offline without requiring an online authorization. When they issue a contactless card, they can issue the contactless interface in disabled mode and then enable the contactless interface when the cardholder makes the first contact transaction. So a range of features that really allows issuers to gain better control over payment transactions when they use M-Chip Advance.